In continuation with the manufacturing and ERP series, we have been discussing about the capital structure and then subsequently on requirements and design. Just to give importance on the concept called traceability right from this stage, I wish to give you some insights on traceability per se. What is traceability? Traceability is when you start something and where you end. Till then, every activity you do must be traceable, and you should be in a position to identify who has done it, at what time it has been done, to whom it has been dispatched, or from whom you have received the component, or what are all the equipments that were used to make that. So like that, in a manufacturing setup, there are too many components or variables involved in making a product or a component out to customer. So you will have a lot of vendors, you will have a lot of staff or employees or workers who are doing the job, and there are so many tools, there are so many equipment, so many machineries, and of course there are so many raw materials in the first place, and each one at different points in time produce different temporary output called work in progress items. And finally you have to store it in a place or in a multiple place, then based on the upstream side activities like quotations, purchase orders, then you need to raise the invoice and the material has to be shipped to the customer. And when customer reports a problem, you must be in a position to trace back and find out which component was having the particular problem and what was the reason for this, whether it is because of equipment or people or machinery, or it could be even a coolant you may be using in the manufacturing, or it may be because of a vendor process, or it may be your own process. So many things are there in the play. So when you are starting the business, you need to be very clear how to have a traceability infrastructure in place. So this traceability, for example, in a healthcare space, if you look at suppose now you get vaccinated, and the vaccination will have a batch number, and the manufacturing date or and expiry date, plus there will be a lot number, plus who is the manufacturer. So if you trace back to the manufacturing company, and in turn for this batch number for this particular item, in which equipment it was used, in which shift it was produced, on what particular day, like that, so that if something goes wrong, you will be in a position to identify, spot the problem and try to rectify so that this problem does not happen again. That is one of the main purposes of traceability. And in case you can positively look at, you want to reward somebody, maybe you can give him a reward for doing good job, or at the same time you want to fix some issues related to any ambience, environment, or machines. That also can be done. So traceability is the essence. And if you had a chance to look at my uh, video on how to think, it talks about some identities, and there are different types of layers of data resulting out of some actions. That is exactly put into play here. And if you see that from the start, where is the start? The start is the capital infusion. So, or it may be a borrowing, and you have produced the land. Land may not be of importance if you are just trying to build a concrete on top of the land. But whereas if you are in agricultural space, that land is also important. Land, soil properties, and the water retention, moisture content, and so on and so forth. So there are so many parameters which are required. So from capital infusion to borrowing, if you look at that way, then you are getting into the engineering drawings or specifications. So there is a requirement. So when you have a requirement level traceability, then It starts from the requirement down to the supply of the component to the customer. So here you are going to end up with terminologies like engineering data, operational data. Operational data involves production related things, and there will be manufacturing data. It might be coming from CNC machines like Fanuc or Siemens, and those data need to be collaborated along with the other data. So that is called manufacturing execution data, or manufacturing uh, MED, or or MES, as people call as a system. So those data, and you need to have the customer, vendor, employees, and equipment related information also stored. So these things, maybe sometimes these are the customer stakeholders, vendors may be treated as the entity, whereas the assets like equipments, or any tools or jigs and fixtures which you use in the manufacturing process will be treated as assets, and that will also have a set of identities, properties, where material specification, which we talked about last time, that is also very very important, including the tolerance. So once you put that, there are no other stakeholders. So stakeholders decision into the management, that also matters. As we go along, we will explore more about all these things over a period of time. Of course, it's a long period of time we need to take to explain to the viewers who are going to start, or trying to learn something out of this. So it is going to be a long term. So there will be a lot of things on the stakeholder side, and the crux I'm trying to pinpoint here at the very very start of the whole the gamut of the entire manufacturing or any setup of a business is the traceability. And with that note, we will discuss in the next video, slightly a shorter video, on the types of projects. Does not mean that what you do normally inside your office doing some small work. Okay, the whole thing, the setting up a factory itself can be termed as a project. And we will quickly see what are the types of projects, and what it means, okay, in the next video. Till then, this is Gokul. See you in the next video. Have a nice day. Cheers. Bye.